Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. This is Lemurian, Donna Carroll, and I hope you're all doing very, very well tonight, and I hope that you had a good weekend. Anyhow, I haven't been on for a couple weeks because I was traveling. I took an 11-day trip to Southern Oregon, and I went by myself. And I have to say, it was one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. And I went there to check it out because I plan on moving there as soon as I possibly can. I live in the desert right now, and it has run its course. And so I want to, first of all, move to somewhere where there's water and where there's greenery. But more specifically, I want to be in the Lemurian energy because my soul mission is to bring in the Lemurian codes and bring in the Lemurian energy. So I basically, barring Hawaii and French Polynesia, which would be awesome, I need to get into that energy so I can bring it into my physical body and bring it into my physical environment. So I want to say hey to Melissa, sending you love and light. Thanks for being here. So I plan on continuing the healing series with the Arcturians and other healing ETs, the angels, so on and so forth. Today we're going to do the nervous system and the endocrine system. We're also going to do, at another time, the skin, hair, nails, your ribs, your cartilage, basically the skeletal system. And then I'm going to include the cartilage and skin, hair, and nails with that. We're going to do the pancreas, the gallbladder, and the lymph. And we're going to do the heart and lungs. So including today, there's 4 more healing journeys with the Arcturians. And then I'm going to go back to healing or channeling different entities. But I want to say, if you are a Lemurian, and you may or may not know if you are, but you can ask your guides or meditate upon it. But if you are a Lemurian, it does help you to go to the places where that energy still resides. And that would be in the United States, Mount Shasta, the coast of California, the coast of Oregon and Washington, up into Vancouver, parts of the Canadian coast, and over to Asia. New Zealand has a lot of Lemurian energy, up into Indonesia, probably the Japanese islands. But basically, Hawaii would be like, the grand central energy for the Lemurians. If you can get to Polynesia or French Polynesia, that would be good. But it helps to be in that energy because I think it helps bring back the memories and it brings back the physical connection that you feel. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Anyhow, I had a fantastic time in Oregon, even though I was by myself. And because my guides are always around me and I travel with the angels, I don't really feel alone, At a couple points I did, but I think it's healthy to travel by yourself because you really can commune with nature and really integrate the energies that you're dealing with. And I went there to check it out, to live there. And basically, I'm going to move there and I'm going to buy some land there and I'm going to build like a cabin or a little prefab house there. And the older I get, the more in hermit mode I go. And I guess that's true for a lot of light workers, but it's really difficult. It's almost intolerable for me now to be in the city. If I go out, I take on a lot of people's stuff, their energies, their entities. I have some good protection mechanisms now at this point to keep it out, but I just feel a lot better in nature. I want to be as far away from a city as possible. I want to be hours away from Portland, hours away from San Francisco and basically living out in the middle of nowhere. And I know it's not for everybody, but I'm pretty fragile and very sensitive, and so it's something I just have to do for myself. So without further ado, we're going to get into the healing, and we're going to bring in the Arcturians, and we're going to heal those nerves, heal the spinal column into the brain. There's many, many, many nerves in the nervous system that run from the legs all the way up to the neck, and, you know, stopping in the brain. Excuse me. And what we're going to do is try to bring in some light and some, basically people's nervous systems are overtaxed. They're overtaxed by the toxins in the environment, the food that they eat, the violence in this world, how we're always in fight or flight. That affects the nervous system and the endocrine system. People can't relax because they're stressed. They don't know if they're going to have their job next week. Some people don't know if they're going to have food next week. So, and by the way, there are ways to alleviate those problems. If you ever get into a high stress situation where you don't know if you're going to have a job, money, or food, there are meditations and ways that you can manifest your own reality. I lived in poverty most of my life, but I don't worry about that at all anymore because I know how to manifest money now, and I can do it pretty easily, which is amazing, but anyone can. So you don't have to live in those do or die situations. You can figure out ways to manifest your reality so that it is much more comfortable for you. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm kind of rambling. I just want to tell you that Oregon was fantastic. It was beautiful. It was amazing. I saw the redwoods. The ocean was amazing. If you ever get a chance to go, or if you've been there, it's just a beautiful environment. So Melissa, I'm sorry you have a migraine. So please set the intention for the Arcturians to heal your migraine. If you have any type of situation that you need healed, you can set the intention, even though this is for the nervous and endocrine system. Your Arcturian guides will go into that place if you ask them to. All right, so I'm going to grab my selenite. As you can see, my selenite is on the massage table behind me, and I sell this. It's Utah Ice, and I always channel with it as well. So if you would, just take in 3 deep breaths in and out. So my intention, I'm going to share it, is to heal the betrayal wound that I have from many, many different people, including my parents. So in this lifetime, people have not been my friends so much. Animals have been my friends. People have betrayed me time and time again. So for whatever reason. So I want to heal that wound and hopefully be able to walk with an open heart where I can, if not trust people completely, at least accept them at whatever frequency they're at. Okay, so if you would, think about something that makes you happy to raise your frequency. Okay. And we're going to invoke the guides. At this time, I call in my highest and best healing and channeling guides. I would like to call in the archangels, Raphael, Ariel, Michael, Gabriel. I'm asking for thousands upon thousands of warrior protection angels around myself and anyone watching this live stream or video. I'm asking that all entities, energies, and thought forms are blocked so that the space is just pure 0 point or light consciousness and that all of the energy can be received in a very sacred space. I ask that if anything's released by anyone here, that it goes straight up to source and be transmuted into light. I'm asking for the Arcturians to come in, a legion of Arcturians, and actually the specific guides, the specific Arcturian guides for anyone watching this video. Please come in. Okay. And I'm asking for the angels that deal with the nervous system specifically and the endocrine system specifically to come forward and lend their healing energy. Lastly, I'm asking that the Lemurian Mother Goddess oversee and overlight this session. Please make my words clear, accurate, loving, and truthful. Amen. Okay, very good. So we're going to do a flush of your chakra system, and then we're going to do the healing. So if you would have the intention of grounding your energy into Mother Earth, take a line of energy from your root chakra and send it all the way down to the crystalline core of Mother Earth. Okay? And connect with her energy. And we ask her to bring her energy up into your root and into your heart. We ask Gaia to help us manifest this healing in the physical reality. We ask for her healing energy and her grounding energy and help. Take a line of thought from your crown chakra all the way up to source. Take it all the way up to source and bring that source energy all the way down into your crown, into your third eye, your throat, your thymus, heart, solar plexus, navel, root chakras, and all the way down into Mother Earth. Okay. So at this time, we ask our angelic guides to help us. We want to flush all of the 7 major chakras, all of the sub-chakras, and the endocrine system at this time. So bring in as much source energy as you can and flush your chakras. Just pull in the energy, pull in the energy. The guides are helping you. Okay, if there's a place that needs healing or that needs light, go ahead and direct that energy to that place in your body right now. And this can be for emotional healing as well. It's not just physical. Emotional, mental, spiritual and physical healing is impacted by this type of energy. So bring in more and more light. Okay. More and more. Okay. And now we ask the guides to adjust your chakra system, your energy system. We ask that your chakras be adjusted for this healing. Adjust them in length, width, depth, breadth, and spin. And adjust the frequency. We ask that source light come into all of the meridians in your open field right now, and that the meridians are flushed with pure source consciousness to help you heal whatever needs to be healed. We ask that you extend your aura out, expand your aura, expand your field, and bring that light into the field all around you, going out 3 feet, and then 6 feet, and then 9 feet. And of course, your aura is protected by angels that surround it, but you can imagine a hard egg-like shell substance around your aura, keeping all of the energy within your field safe, protected. Okay. And just breathe in to this new paradigm. You should feel a little bit lighter, and you should feel a little bit more expanded. Okay. So now I invoke the Arcturians. We ask them for healing on the nervous system and any words of wisdom that they would like to impart. I bring in my highest and best Arcturian guides. At this time. Yes, we are here with you. And once again, we are very pleased to be here with you. We are commissioned, or our work involves healing humans at this time. And we have been working steadily with humans in their multidimensional bodies behind the scenes, especially for the star seeds such as the indigos, who have weathered quite a lot of storms in their life, and also the crystals, the rainbows, and the moonbeam children we are working with behind the scenes. When we say behind the scenes, we mean that we work with you in your dream state and in your multidimensional states of consciousness, which are vast. And now we are working with humans much more consciously. If you are a star seed, more than likely you have Arcturian guides who are in charge of your healing. The reason why the Arcturians were called in to do this work is because we have evolved outside of the human experience. Even though we work with many different types of beings in many different galaxies, we have not had the intimate experiences with humans in the past that other star seeds have had. Therefore, we can keep a objective feeling and thought about humans and the conditions in which they find themselves, which sometimes can be very dark and deadly. We have, because we have evolved outside the human psyche, which was infiltrated by very, very dark entities very early on, we have had the benefit of keeping our vibration high and into the higher light realms. So you could say that we are a little untarnished or untouched by the different entities that plague human existence, meaning the parasites, the insectoids, the demons, the reptilians, all of the lower astral entities that plague humans, we are not particularly affected by. But we have studied and we have worked with pulling these entities out of humans and getting humans back to their original condition, which is divine. So today we would like to focus on the nervous and endocrine systems. The nervous system, as the channel mentioned, is overtaxed. The reason why the nervous system is overtaxed is because humans were designed to live within nature and to be part of nature. Their consciousness was designed to be part of the whole and not separate. Humans, for the most part, do not see themselves as part of nature. They see themselves as separate egos and separate entities. Therefore, when they come across another entity or situation in their environment that is outside of themselves, oftentimes it can create a reaction. It can create fear. It can create trepidation, anxiety, etc. So these reactions that people have emotionally to their environment and to other people cause a strain or a stress on the nervous system. People are considered to be a jumble of nerves if they have high anxiety. People that are sensitive or fragile in their constitutions usually have overactive nervous systems. If you have experienced trauma as a child, humiliation, degradation, abuse, any type of abuse, this impacts the nervous system. And the nervous system has memory. So the nervous system tends to become overextended or over reactive because it remembers the last time that X, Y, and Z happened. And so it will react to something that isn't even a threat because it's thinking about 20, 25 years ago when this a similar situation occurred. So that is why it is important for humans to cleanse themselves. It is very important for human beings to get rid of the trauma, the drama, the abuse that they've all suffered as children, to heal their inner child, but very importantly, to heal the systems that were impacted by the abuse. And the abuse can be neglect, it can be physical, mental, sexual, etc. abuse. But just living in this world that the human lives in right now, which is full of chemicals, toxins, just all types of hatred, prejudice, and violence, it seems like humans want to talk about constantly about what's wrong, what their differences are, how they're suffering. This is, they feel like it is productive to bring these conversations into play because they feel that these prejudices and divisions need to be recognized. But ultimately, when you talk about these differences ad nauseum, where is the healing? The healing is in unity, but to get to unity consciousness, you have to release the impressions within yourself that are causing the division. So we would suggest that you make the effort to heal yourselves, and then all of these so-called disturbances in your environment will eventually melt away. And it is not your responsibility to heal other people. If you are a healer, you put out your offerings, but it is not your responsibility to make the horse drink water. You just go about your business, stay unattached, do your healing, and do not get involved in other people's psyches, their victim mentality, or their need to feel right. There are so many people going around today talking about how they've been troubled, oppressed, violated, how this group or that group has been hurt. The reality is all humans have been hurt. You all suffer. And you are creating highways of victim mentality by your constant reflection back on all the sufferings that you have accumulated over your many lifetimes. This is what we would like to say about this. This might not be a popular opinion, but we are not here to be popular. We are here to help humans heal their psyches, which are fragmented and scattered. So your nervous systems have taken on a lot of trauma, and essentially your nervous system is the first thing to react if something is awry in your environment. It keeps you safe, and it keeps you traveling, and it keeps you in that fight or flight mode. So if something is coming towards you that is a danger, your nervous system will alert you and you will get out of harm's way. So essentially what we would like to do today is to release traumatic impressions that your nervous system has stored, unbeknownst to you, over this lifetime and also past lifetimes if we can access those realities within your bodies. So at this time, we ask that you just open up, have the intention of opening up your nervous system, starting at the brain stem, going down the spinal column, going out from the ribs into the nerves in your arms, forearms, and hands, down the back, into the buttocks, thighs, knees, into the calf muscles. We ask that you open your entire nervous system to us at this moment of time. Please understand that we will never push you or take you beyond your limit of availability. And we have ways and means to show us how much work we can do on a human safely. So we ask that you trust us, as we have much experience in this field. So at this time, we ask that you open your nerves, and we bring in healing energy and many Arcturians who are going into your bodies and releasing any type of hiccup, any type of overreactive response that your nervous system has, and releasing as many past traumas as we safely can do. And you might feel this in different places in your body. You might feel like you have to move around, and that is fine. Just let us work, and we are working with you all individually for your highest and best healing. You may feel emotions or memories coming up, and this is just a cleanse or a clearing, and it is all in good order. We ask that you move your arms around your hands and your wrists to facilitate the healing. Feel a little jittery, be a little jittery as we release these impressions from your physical body. Also know that they are being released from your other bodies as well. Now we go at the base of your spine. Find a point at the base of your spine. And we slowly go up your spinal column, vertebrae by vertebrae. And as we do this, we are cleansing the nerves along the spinal column, and we are also tuning them up, meaning that we are tuning up the connective or communicative properties of the nervous system. We are healing and cleaning the communication between the nerves, the arteries, the synapses, etc. We are doing this vertebrae by vertebrae, going up your spinal column. So if you feel energy in that area, just know that we are working diligently. We go up to the heart and we cleanse the communication between the heart and the nervous system, going up higher and higher and higher till we get to the brain stem. And now we go from the top of the spinal column or the brain stem actually into your brains. And at this point, we cleanse all outdated thinking, outdated thought forms that have to do, that are connected to the impressions that were released in the nervous system. So we are doing a cleanup in the brain as well. Just relax, just breathe, and just receive. Okay, and now take our energy down your spinal column. Take our energy down your spinal column from the brain stem all the way down to the base of the spine. And now we are going to do an Arcturian activation for the spinal column, and this will impact your nervous system, as well as your vertebrae and all of the arteries and nerves that connect into that system. So at this time, from the base of your spine, we bring Arcturian healing energy all the way up very quickly to the top of your spine. Just receive that. We are activating your nervous system to receive higher instructions from higher realities that you are connected with, including ours and the angelic kingdom. If you have to move around, please move around. It facilitates the absorption and integration of these extraterrestrial energies in your field. And now bring that energy down just as quickly to the base of your spine. Okay, very good. Lastly, we would like to protect the work that was done. So we put a protective Arcturian coating around your nervous system. You might think of this as a poultice or a salve or some type of oil or lotion, but essentially what this does is it protects the nervous system from overreacting to external stimuli in your environment so that you can stay in 0-point neutrality much more easily, so that your nervous system does not get so triggered, so that you can sleep well, eat moderately, and not react to people or places or things that trigger you. So we are coating your nerves, all of your nerves, in this special salve at this time. It's a protection and a healing. So that is the nervous system cleanse, and now we would like to move on to the endocrine system. This is still the same Arcturian spokesperson, and we would like to cleanse all of the glands in the system, which again is overtaxed and overstimulated in your current earth environment. So the channel will read off the glands that will be affected. The hypothalamus, which is the master gland, which gives direction to the pituitary gland, the pineal gland, and modulates and moderates your systems so that you can live and survive and breathe in this world. So we are working on the hypothalamus, the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, the thyroid gland, which is overstimulated or overburdened in many, the thymus, the adrenals, the pancreas, the ovaries in women, and the testes in men. This is the basic endocrine system, and these are the glands that will be not just cleansed, but we are going to, again, do a tune-up. If your ovaries are not functioning properly, they're not getting the proper signals from the master gland, then we are going to shore up the communication. We are also going to bring in the highest structural patterns for these glands. So at this time, we ask that you focus on your third eye, and we are going to pull in the ideal template for the glands that we just mentioned. So we ask that you connect to your highest self, your oversoul, and we ask that you pull in the divine template for each of the glands previously mentioned. And we ask that that template come into your physical body, and those templates overlay the glands that we just mentioned. This is an Arcturian download. It will take some time, and just bring in these templates so that your glands have something to strive for, the optimal functioning, which comes from your divine template. Bringing that into each gland. Your cells are now being stimulated with the memory of your divine template that you were born with, hopefully, and bringing that in. Just receive the energy. We give a brief description of what we're doing, but there is no way to really describe in full what we are doing, because there are many Arcturians working on your bodies, and they are working on different functions, the functionality of your physical bodies. And the channel herself does not have the medical terminology to even express everything that we are doing at this point. And that is fine. Bringing in the divine templates. So now we go inside your brain and we cleanse the pituitary, the pineal, and the hypothalamus glands. We remove any impressions, any foreign matter, any calcification, any toxins in these glands. We are cleansing them so that they can more easily connect to your divine template and work at their optimal speed and fashion. Now we go into these three glands and we work on their functionality, setting up the best and highest means of communication between the three and the communication into the brain. In other words, we are cleansing the parts, and now we are reconnecting the parts to work more optimally in your physical bodies. So just receive this. If your head moves, that's good. It just means that we are working. Nothing to be alarmed about. So now we do the same with the other glands. Going into your thyroid and your thymus, we ask that these glands are cleansed with the highest light, releasing all outdated impressions, all foreign matter, all viruses, all miscommunications. Many have hypothyroidism, hyperthyroidism. The immune system will attack itself, doing what it thinks it is right for you to heal, because there is so much confusion within the physical body. We are hoping to remove the confusion and get that communication clear between these organs. Very good. And now we go into improving the functionality of these organs or glands within your body, the thymus and the thyroid. Bringing in light and joy. Very good. And now we go to the adrenal glands, the pancreas, and the ovaries and testes, doing the same thing, basically cleansing them, removing all outdated impressions, even programming for some of these glands. Clearing the functionality and increasing the communication, for instance, the communication of the ovaries to the uterus and the other parts of the reproductive system, the fallopian tubes. Doing the same with the testes and the reproductive system. Removing overstimulated and overtaxed energies in the adrenal gland and in the pancreas. Removing the effects of poor dietary habits, sugar, the effects of sugar, alcohol, etc. Cleansing, cleansing, cleansing. And now increasing the communication and functionality of these glands. This is all being done on an individual level in your own personal temple. So everyone will have different reactions and different experiences as you have different guides working on you right now. Keep working. You are all doing very, very well. We appreciate your cooperation and your diligence in receiving this energy. And now we go into all of these glands and we bring in much, much light, divine light, and we hook up communication between your divine templates in each of these glands and the actual glands. And we also hook up better communication between the glands themselves. so that your hypothalamus can get really good feedback from your adrenals and any of the other glands, shoring up communication lines and dual functionality, or even more than dual functionality. These glands oftentimes work in unison, and so we want them to work more effectively together and more efficiently. Very good. And so now we bring in a healing salve and we place it around all the cells that have been worked on in the adrenal system, the thymus, the pituitary, etc., putting a nice salve around all of the glands in the endocrine system so that they can feel comforted and rested. Very good. And so now we are coming to the end of our session. We ask that you bring in as much love that you have for yourself as possible, as much divine love that you have for yourself as possible. And now we ask that you send love and appreciation to your nervous system. Thank it for working for you, oftentimes automatically, subconsciously. It goes about its business. You breathe without thinking. So just thank your body for doing this work, thanking the nervous system, and thanking the endocrine system for all of the work that it does for you. And send as much love as you possibly can to these parts of yourselves, which oftentimes go unrecognized unless there is a health issue. So we want you to be proactive, shoring off or avoiding disease by sending a high vibration and a high frequency to these glands and nerves that work for you tirelessly, sending love. Very good. And so now we ask that you bring us in at any point where you're having health issues, a health scare, where you need some advice, you need some guidance. We ask that you bring us in. If you have to have surgery, ask us to guide your surgeon's hands. If you have to have lab tests, ask us to help in the correct message to hear from these labs. When you invoke us to work with you in your physical body, we come running and we help you the best ways that we can. We love you. We appreciate you. We want you to be healthy. We understand that it has been hard on your nervous system and endocrine system as you go through the ascension process, because you are dealing with much more light, solar flares from your sun, even energy from the central sun. You're dealing with plasma. You're dealing with all types of energy that you never dealt with before, and your bodies are constantly reacting to the new fields of energy upon this planet. It can be challenging. It can cause fatigue. It can cause migraines. It can cause nervousness, insomnia, confusion. If you have ascension symptoms such as these, your guides can help you. Bring them in and ask us to clear things up, ask us to modulate things, moderate things, so that you can go through this process more gracefully. This is Donna Carroll's physician, Arcturian guide, her personal Arcturian physician that overlooks her health. I have come in to speak with you today and guide your guides working with you. I want to say that we love you, we appreciate you, and we wish you the best health always. Amen. And now the channel will return. I leave. All right, so thank you, my Arcturian physician. I appreciate you. I think I've seen you once. I think I've seen you once before. Thank you for helping me, and thank you for helping the people watching this video. So I wish you all a fantastic week. I want you to be healthy, happy, wise, connected, and, you know, just serene. I know that we're all going through a lot, and I hope that you can get into a place or find a place or have a place in nature that makes you feel good, where you can get refreshed and rejuvenated. I just want you guys to be happy. All right, take care. Bye-bye.